Hi, this is Dr.A. Welcome to Corner of Dr.A, where I talk psychology through metaphors. Today, let's explore two often confused concepts, entanglement and enmeshment. And as always, we'll start with a metaphor. Most of us are familiar with vines like honeysuckle, morning glory, or English ivy. They all have one thing in common. They wrap themselves around nearby plants to grow and survive. These vines are dependent on the structure of the host. Some are beautiful but invasive, eventually overtaking trees, weakening structures, or even smothering their support system entirely. This is a metaphor for entanglement in relationships. When emotional or psychological boundaries blur and one person's growth is highly wrapped around another's presence, the identities are separate but interdependent, sometimes supportive, sometimes suffocating. Now, let's shift. Consider orchids or air plants. They grow with their environment, not through it. They may attach to trees, but they don't cling. They don't steal nutrients. They coexist. This brings us to a deeper psychological pattern called enmeshment. In psychology, entanglement refers to a relationship where personal boundaries are compromised, but the individuals still maintain separate identities. You might still say, "This is my emotion," or "that is yours," but they are tangled, like vines growing in knots. Enmeshment, on the other hand, is a dynamic where those identities are fused. One person's thoughts, needs, and emotions become indistinguishable from the others. Saying no feels like betrayal. Being different feels like abandonment. The self becomes lost in the we. Family systems described enmeshment as a pattern where closeness replaces individuality. These relationships often feel warm, even intense, but that closeness comes at the cost of autonomy. It's especially common in families where boundaries were blurred early on, emotionally or even physically. In enmeshment, there is no longer a tree and a vine. It's as if one plant was grafted onto the other, cut, inserted, and forced to grow as one. Survival becomes infusion. Here is a question for reflection. Are you growing with someone or are you growing through them? And just as important, can you let someone grow near you without needing them to grow around you? This is Dr. A. Thank you for stopping by Corner of Dr. A. If this helped you reflect, feel free to follow, subscribe, like, comment, or share. And remember, sometimes the healthiest love is one that lets both roots go deep and branches stretch wide.